Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy DRAX here. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, if you guys watched Joe Weller's new video, it was a two-part series of him going into a haunted house and testing out the Ouija board. And today I just want to talk about the second part of the video, where he went into Michelham Priory. And I just want to discuss some points to see whether it was it faked or was it real. Now, first, he used people that he trusts, his family and friends. He used his mum, his stepdad Phil, Amy, his sister, Elliot. Now, in the beginning of the video, a fire alarm goes off by itself. And then the firemen came in and they actually said that there's only been a fire 3 times in this place and it was all ages ago. And actually, one person actually died because of that fire. So immediately this was kind of creepy. Anyway, we're just going to keep this in mind for the future. Okay, so now I'm not saying Joe is faking any of his videos at all, because honestly, I'm actually a really big Joe Weller fan, and I've been there from a very long time, watching his videos and seeing him sort of progress. So, in fact, I am not hating on his video at all. But the thing is, right, with this video, it's so controversial about the Ouija board being real or being fake, because a lot of people have mixed opinions on this sort of topic. And throughout the whole video, Joe consistently kept on telling his viewers, he promises us that it's not fake at all. And
alright then. Is it all just bullshit? Nothing happened. Okay, I don't know. But boys and girls, I do just want to quickly stress, anything you see in this video or any of my haunted exploring videos is never fake, pre-planned, like no one's an actor, like none of that bullshit.
And I see this sort of thing, I mean, it sounds so genuine. To be fair, with his reputation, I actually think it's not fake because the way he's putting it out there. But hold on a second. When they first started using the board, that's when I started questioning to what extent is this actually real. Everyone's hands are on it. Now, if you look carefully, at 6:09, Phil's hand is triggered as soon as Joe says the question.
To yes. To yes. To yes.
I know it's not breakthrough evidence, but and it's not like that significant, the movement. But when Joe initially says the question, his hand starts to twitch. Just watch it again.
To yes.
From this, I know I started thinking, yo Phil, do you have anything to do with this? But nothing solid yet. Phil then goes on to describe how he finds a cold presence, a cold hand on top of his hand. And this is common in people that play the Ouija board. They feel like another presence is there. There is something called the ideomotor effect, which is when you do an action without you intentionally actually doing it, which means you're kind of like subconsciously doing the action. People start to move it without them actually intentionally knowing. And as soon as the first Ouija board was done, they moved into another room, and Phil goes on to then say that he feels an uncomfortable presence.
Feels I'm not alone in this doorway.
The only thing that I'm saying is that, so would you say it feels like a bad, or would you just feel, yes?
It feels uncomfortable.
Space.
As I was relaxed, I was comfortable. I'm not relaxed and comfortable here.
I don't know whether Phil is lying or even if he's telling the truth. It's still kind of freaky, but again, this could be your mind. Your mind could be playing tricks on you because you're in that sort of environment, you know, a very prestigious haunted place, and it's hard to stay focused and to be real to yourself. Okay, and secondly, this is where it gets really interesting, is when they walk into the room with the GoPro, and for some reason the GoPro is on the floor, seems to be knocked out. And when Joe picks it up, the SD card has been corrupted, it's been popped out, which again is very freaky. It starts to spark more questions. And obviously we don't know if someone had tampered with it before. But again, we saw that all the people were upstairs doing the Ouija board for the first time. It could have been the wind, but then later on they go to describe how when there isn't a breeze in the building. So this is sort of an unexplained coincidence that could have happened. Again, I'm not saying this is real, or I'm not saying this is fake. It's just something to keep in mind.
What?
No, it's definitely not there.
The GoPro's not there. The GoPro's on the floor. The GoPro is on the floor.
The GoPro.
And there's no SD. It says there's no SD card, but the SD card's come out. Look, no SD card. It says can
Surely
you...
that's like corrupted the footage.
Wait. Look, it says no SD card.
Alright, so let's move on to the second time they did the Ouija board. Now, the second time they did it, they kind of mixed things up. At first, they asked normal questions. It started to move. Fair enough. Everything was working and in order. But the thing is, I just want to make a quick point here. How all the words spelt have been mentioned before. As in, people already knew them. For example, the word fire was spelt. The word Amy was spelt. All were mentioned before. Fire, because the fire alarm went off. People think it's kind of fishy. Even the word yes was spelt. Like, the ghost or whatever, the spirit, could have gone to yes instead of actually spelling it out. Or Amy, they're all obvious things. Joe actually had like suspicions of Phil, moving the board. And if you look at him carefully, Phil, again, his hand, again, has been triggered.
Wait, who is doing that? That is so forceful.
Right, his hand again, 1226. As soon as Joe says the question, as soon as the question has been said, his hand is already twitching and on the move. Isn't that kind of odd? But I think, but Joe realized this and he told Phil to take his hand off for a second, and they did it again. It didn't work for a couple of seconds, but then it started to move again.
I'll take my hand off. No, it's not me.
Also still.
Wait.
It's not me.
No, it's not. Look.
Wait.
It was lessened, it was slower, and with less energy, less force. But if you look carefully, right, 1423, without Phil, Joe's mum's hand, it's a very stiff grip, right? It's a very stiff grip, and, again, it's kind of like she's putting force into it. If you look at Amy's finger, it's very lightly on there. It's barely touching. Same goes for Elliot's finger as well. It's barely touching. In fact, they're actually lifting it off and putting it back on, just to prove that they are barely doing anything. Whereas Joe's mum has a very stern grip on the piece.
Did you want to talk to Phil?
Wait, guys, no. Wait, is that legit, guys?
I'm not even touching it.
Anyway, those are things to sort of consider. But I saw a comment on Joe's video. Everyone doing the Ouija board should be blindfolded, and because then they wouldn't be able to see specific words. So then whatever was controlling it could easily do it. So yeah, that was a really cool option to do so. Now again, I just want to make a disclaimer here. I am not bashing Joe Weller for this. Honestly, in my sort of point of view, my opinion, this is an opinion-based video, I feel like he had nothing to do with it. I think that he genuinely tried his best. But this video could have been altered by Phil and Joe's mum. I feel like something fishy is going on, but I'm obviously not sure because I wasn't actually there. There were unexplained circumstances like the GoPro being, falling off and the SD card coming out, which, again, could be explained through wind or whatever, but, and also the fire alarm. It's one of those videos that you can't, it's very controversial, you can't obviously justify, you can't really prove it, because it's really hard to prove, so I get that from Joe. And it was a very entertaining video, to say the least. I don't know, I want to hear your opinion, guys. Comment down below, tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hammer the like button, it will really help. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.